Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanso, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a first perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about these damn Clippers and James Harden. But before we even get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As you know, the Clippers are quickly turning themselves into the biggest laughingstock in the NBA. And with the recent acquisition of James Harden, they have absolutely confounded the entire NBA world. And a lot of people are here scratching their head trying to figure out why in God's name did the Clippers decide that they wanted to be the team to go out there and bring James Harden on their roster. I just can't make sense of it. I just cannot make any good sense of it. Why would you want James Harden on your... I can't figure this out. You want somebody on your roster that is a chronic choker in the playoffs, somebody that doesn't really give a damn about losing, and history shows that. When you lose a playoff game and you're in the club that same night, you don't care. You don't care. If you look at players that care about the game, when they lose, they're really pissed off. They're really bad to be around. The Chris Pauls, the Kobes, the LeBron. You can't. There's nothing to smile about. No, I don't want to go out with you. No, I ain't trying to see you right now. No, I'm not trying to dance right now. But not James. James Harden cannot even be. Do you know that there was a report that after the Clippers lost, I believe, to the Knicks or the Nets, that James Harden was out there partying with Odell Beckham? Now, some people say, he a grown man. He can live his life. Let me ask you a question for anybody that's saying that. I want to know if there's serious people, because some people are very unserious. If you are underperforming at your job and you're not delivering on your work, will you have the enthusiasm to go to the club? Or will you be sitting down trying to figure out ways to ensure that you get back on track? What are you celebrating for? What are you celebrating for? What's the celebrate about? What's the smile about? What's the dance about? What's the dance? You're running away from your problems? Ain't they going to be there right there when you come back? Won't you try to face your problems? No, I'm going to run away to the club, because when I'm at the club, I'm going to forget about my problems and therefore they're going to disappear. To me, it just shows a chronic level of unseriousness. That's what it shows to me. That's what it says. I'm sorry. Giannis loses a game. He's missing free throws after he's finished talking to the press. He's shooting free throws. Kobe loses a game. He couldn't hit his shots. He's out there shooting shots. James Harden loses a game. He's in the club. And this is the guy they wanted to put inside their locker room. So what happened? Yesterday, the Clippers got absolutely embarrassed on TV. Totally embarrassed. And at the end of the game, the Mavs announcer, let me just make sure I get the gentleman's name right here, because I want to give him his proper credit. The Mavs announcer is, where is it at? His name is Brian Damaris. Brian Damaris, at the end of the game, when they were asked for him, when they were asked to kind of weigh in on James Harden and what he's meant to this Clippers team and what he's meant to the NBA in terms of a player, this guy perfectly summarized James Harden as he totally eviscerated the guy on TV. For those of you who didn't have to hear what the Mavs announcer said, take a listen to what this gentleman had to say here, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that.
Ask the producer to pipe this into the Clippers locker room. If I can talk to you, James, I hope you're taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because, listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You want to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night. They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal, Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh, my gosh, I took this guy for granted, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there, and you got a partner who got the MVP. He won the MVP. And what did you say afterwards? You said, they didn't hand me the reins. You're the point guard. You were holding the reins. And what did you do when you had the reins? You scored 9 points in Game 7 against Boston. You blew a 3-2 series lead. So they fired their coach. Not good enough. You broke up with your guy, believed in you again. You said, the bright lights of LA, that's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. This guy's terrible. The bad roommate here. They never thought to be self-aware enough that they're the bad roommate. They're the problem. Hey, James, you're the problem. If this doesn't work this year in this system with this team, then you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, and you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team, and there's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.
Oh, and the mic drop, Devin.
So you heard what the gentleman had to say. What I want to know is, who are the people that want to defend James Harden? Where are the people that want to defend James Harden? Where are they at? Where y'all at? What did he say that wasn't true? What did he say that wasn't? You should already have known that you were in trouble when James Harden came in there talking about some damn, I'm not a system player, I'm a system. Somebody should have stood up and said, excuse me, the system that you're referring to, what do you have to show for it? And then somebody in the back would have shouted, absolutely nothing. Where's the system? Where is the system? Do you guys realize that the 76ers are a much better team without James Harden? And the Clippers are a much worse team without James. What does that say? You see, people keep talking about give it time, give it time, give it time, give it time, give it time. What I'm seeing is, at one point, this team was a good team. And at another point, there was a bad team. And there was only one big variable that has changed, and that's James Harden. So how can it not be James Harden? Does this team look like a competitive team? This team looks like they are on their way to becoming one of the all-time embarrassments in sports history. That's where the Clippers are heading. When you have this amalgamation of talent, and these are the results that it yields, that's what you are. You can talk about time. You can talk about all these other things. All that matters is results. Time sounds like an excuse. Ty Lue is there trying to scratch his head and figure out, okay, maybe we need to do this. And somebody needs to ask the question again, Clippers, why did you do this in the first place? Somebody says, oh, well, you know, we want him to be an insurance policy to when Kawhi Leonard gets injured. Okay, so what if Kawhi Leonard doesn't get injured? You're gonna totally screw up the chemistry of your offense, of your team, mess up your offense. So hold on, let me figure this out. So now we're hoping for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to get in. What kind of lousy strategy is that? You're strategizing around a player going down. What? I think the Mavs announcer perfectly summarized James Harden right now. He perfectly summarized. James Harden's legacy is going to take a hit after this. Unless they figure it out. It's going to take a hit. Because everybody's going to be asking, what happened with the Clippers? They added James Harden. That was a new variable and it didn't work out. And those comments are going to come back to haunt him. Those I'm a system player is going to come back and haunt him. He should not have. James Harden's up there talking like he LeBron, like as if he got 4 finals MVPs, when he doesn't. The Clippers will never admit this publicly. They will never admit it publicly. Internally, they know it is a disaster. They outsmarted themselves. The simple things in life is what works. Whenever you're trying to get complicated and get smart and show people that you're smart, this is what happens. Instead of sticking to what works, the Clippers wanted to be innovative. And now look what they've done. Their team is worse off offensively and defensively. Because now what it looks like every single night, at least one of their key players is going to have a bad shooting night. And in the very next game, they're going to try to come back and ensure that that guy has a better shooting night, and then it's going to mess up somebody else's game. Why you have so many guys that need the ball, I don't understand. Of the 4 stars, only 2 of them can play off the ball. That is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. The other 2, they need the ball. So why would you have them in the same start? There's the Clippers for you. Any kind of insults and slander that come to Clippers' way, they deserve 100% of it. Because they did this to themselves unless they make a change. And by change, you need to make a trade, swallow your pride and realize you were wrong, or move one of these guys to the bench. They will continue to lose. I don't see the Clippers getting any taller, and I don't see them developing any new skill sets as play. They are who they are, those guys on the roster. These are my thoughts. Whatever y'all think, leave your thoughts in the comments when we catch you on the next show. Peace.